if I told you that one of the most legendary American muscle cars has just been reborn for the modern era? And it's not just a nameplate revival, it's a full-blown reinvention? The 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle is here, blending retro-inspired design with cutting-edge performance and technology. But here's the real question. Does this new Chevelle honor its muscle car roots, or has Chevy transformed it into something entirely different? Stick around, because what we're about to uncover might just surprise you. Setup. The Chevrolet Chevelle is a name that still sparks excitement decades after it first rolled off the assembly line. Originally introduced in the 1960s, it quickly became one of America's most iconic muscle cars, known for its bold styling, raw power, and unforgettable street presence. Now, after years of rumors and speculation, Chevy has finally brought the Chevelle back for 2026. But this isn't just a throwback, it's a car designed to capture modern buyers while still honoring its legendary past. So why does this matter? Well, the Chevelle enters a US market that's craving both nostalgia and innovation. Drivers want the thrill of classic muscle, but they also expect today's technology, safety, and efficiency. That's a tough balance to strike, and Chevy is betting big that the Chevelle can deliver. From the outside, it makes an immediate impression with design cues that nod to its heritage while pushing into the future. Inside, it promises the kind of features that today's drivers demand: comfort, connectivity, and performance wrapped into one package. But here's the real question. Does the 2026 Chevelle live up to the legend? Or is it just trading on a famous name? In the next few minutes, we'll break down everything, from design and performance to features and value, to see if this modern Chevelle truly earns its place among the greats. Rising action. The first thing you notice about the 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle is its stance. Wide, aggressive, and unapologetically bold, it demands attention before the engine even roars to life. The front fascia carries a modern twist on the classic split grille, framed by sharp LED headlights that almost feel like they're glaring at you. Move along the side, and the sculpted body lines give off that unmistakable muscle car energy. Yet the aerodynamics are clearly tuned for today's highways, not yesterday's drag strips. It's retro but refined. Step inside and the surprise continues. Gone are the bare-bones interiors of the past. Instead, you're greeted by a driver-focused cockpit that blends sporty minimalism with high-tech luxury. A massive digital instrument cluster dominates the dash, customizable for everything from performance stats to navigation. The infotainment screen is crisp and fast, supporting wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, while premium materials like brushed aluminum and leather trim keep it feeling upscale. Chevy has also integrated modern comfort, heated and ventilated seats, wireless charging, and even ambient lighting that adapts to your drive mode. It's a cabin designed not just for nostalgia, but for everyday usability. But let's talk about what really matters: performance. Under the hood, the Chevelle doesn't disappoint. The base model packs a turbocharged 4-cylinder with impressive efficiency, but the real excitement comes from the V8 option. Pumping out well over 450 horsepower, it delivers that classic muscle car rumble the Chevelle faithful crave. The acceleration is blistering, yet surprisingly controlled thanks to modern traction management. And if you're wondering about efficiency, Chevy claims improved fuel economy compared to previous muscle platforms, though we'll have to test that to know for sure. Handling is another area where the Chevelle surprises. Thanks to an updated suspension system and adaptive dampers, this car feels planted in corners without losing the raw, straight-line thrill. It's not a track monster like a Corvette, but it bridges the gap between daily drivability and weekend adrenaline. Safety and tech are equally impressive. Standard features include lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, and a full suite of driver aids. It's a reminder that this isn't just a retro machine. It's a modern car built for modern expectations. Of course, no car is perfect. The wider body, while stunning, might make tight city driving a challenge. And purists might argue that the inclusion of a smaller turbo option waters down the Chevelle legacy. But Chevy's gamble is clear. They want this car to appeal to more than just hardcore muscle fans. And that brings us to the part you're probably most curious about: pricing and value. Chevy has hinted at a competitive starting point, but what's truly shocking is how the higher trims stack up against rivals. We'll get into that soon, and trust me, it might change the way you think about this car's position in today's market. Climax. And this is where the 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle really proves what it's made of. Out on the open road, the V8 comes alive with a growl that sends shivers down your spine. Tap the throttle, and you're pinned back into the seat as the Chevelle rockets forward, 0 to 60 in just over 4 seconds. That's not just quick for a muscle car revival, that's sports car territory. Yet what's even more shocking is how composed it feels. The steering is precise. The suspension soaks up bumps without dulling the thrill. And for the first time, the Chevelle feels like more than just a straight-line bruiser. It feels refined. But here's the twist. Slide into the turbocharged 4-cylinder model, and you'd expect disappointment. Instead, you're met with a surprisingly balanced drive. It won't snap your neck, but it's punchy, efficient, and perfectly suited for drivers who want the look and legacy without the constant hunger for gas. It's a bold move from Chevy, and one that might just expand the Chevelle's audience beyond die-hard muscle fans. And then comes the moment of truth, a head-to-head run against one of its closest modern rivals. On paper, the Chevelle shouldn't stand a chance. It's heavier, it's built on nostalgia, and yet, in real-world driving, it holds its own shockingly well. The roar of the V8, the stability in corners, the way it grips the asphalt, it feels like Chevy has pulled off the impossible, a car that respects its roots while carving a new identity. So the big question remains, has Chevy truly reinvented an icon, or have they just dressed up history with modern flair? The answer lies in the verdict, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Resolution and impact. So after everything we've seen, how does the 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle stack up? In many ways, Chevy has pulled off something remarkable. The exterior brings back the bold, muscular presence that made the Chevelle a legend, while the interior finally gives drivers the comfort and technology they expect in 2026. Performance is where the story truly comes alive. The V8 delivers raw muscle car thrills, while the turbo option opens the door for a wider audience without completely abandoning the spirit of the original. But it's not without trade-offs. The wide body may intimidate urban drivers, and purists may never forgive Chevy for offering anything less than a fire-breathing V8 under the hood. And while the interior feels modern, some may argue it leans a little too heavily into digital flash rather than analog muscle car grit. Here's the bottom line. If you're someone chasing nostalgia and you want a car that makes a statement every time it pulls up, the V8 Chevelle is a dream come true. If you're looking for something more practical, the smaller engine still gives you that iconic look with less of the pain at the pump. Chevy has created a lineup that appeals not just to die-hard enthusiasts, but also to younger buyers who may be experiencing the Chevelle name for the first time. And in the bigger picture, this launch proves that muscle cars aren't dead. They're evolving. Automakers are learning how to blend heritage with modern expectations, and the Chevelle is one of the clearest signs of that shift. So now the question is, did Chevy truly honor the Chevelle legacy, or did they reinvent it for a new era? I want to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive, and don't forget to subscribe for more reviews of the cars shaping tomorrow's roads. The conversation doesn't end here, it starts with you.